Have you heard someone say that before? Trust the process.
Yes, I have.
So what does that mean to you? When someone says that, when you say that, what does it mean to you?
When somebody says trust the process, it's sends a signal of give yourself time. Don't be in a hurry. Just allow it, the organic flow. Don't be too much in a hurry. Just allow it flow as it is. Don't be burdened or worried about things. Just allow it. Trust the process. As long it's a right path one is in, one should not be bothered about. Um, Many times persons are bothered about the pace at which things come. But that when somebody says trust the process, it means as long as the person is in the right path, just allow it flow organically. Don't um, be too much in a hurry. Don't beat yourself over things that are not coming as it is now. Just allow it flow. It will definitely come.
Great. Exactly what I said before you came. So great. I'm happy to hear that. Just to repeat myself, the default of creation is that we succeed. When God created the whole universe, he created it for man to succeed thereby, not fail. So the design of creation is to make us succeed, not fail. The default of creation is to make us succeed, not fail. Right? We have to do a lot of work. We have to work hard to fail. If you fail, it's because you worked hard to fail. If you just allow things be, allow nature do its work, you will succeed. And the way we allow nature do its work is by walking in faith. The default of creation is that we succeed, but that is energized by faith, which is the same word trust, resting, believing, right? Expecting good, right? The thing that gets us off the path of default of creation is fear. God did not create us to walk in fear. God did not create the universe to be operated by fear. So when I walk in fear, I get off the path of creation. I get off the default of creation. I get something different from what creation was set to do. Right? So when I walk in faith, faith also awakens in me love. Faith and love is what moves the creation along the path of its default. So when I say trust the process, is have faith that all things are working together for your good. Both the things you understand, the things you don't understand. Yes, do your own work. Make sure that you have applied all that you know to do and that you are doing your best, right? The default of creation expects you to do your best. If you don't do your best, you are not going to activate the setting of creation. The setting of creation expects you to apply yourself and do your best, right? That means find out the information you need to find out and use it to the best of your ability. Nothing. When you go into the place of anxiety, when you go into the place of being worried, you get yourself off, because anxiety is activated by fear. Worry is activated by fear. When you allow that, it gets you off the default of creation. It gets you off the path of success, right? Because that's not the way God created this world. Right? Do you understand everything I've said so far? Does it flow in line with what you've said?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thanks. So when we talk about trusting the process, right, it's about relaxing to the steps that you are taking to reach your goal, right? You have a goal and you plan it out. Work on it by faith, not out of fear, not out of anxiety, right? Because like everything works together for you. Every little step, all the years before are working for you, right? You are not a product of just today. You are a product of every single experience of life that you have been through. Every one of them was for a reason. Every one of them was to make you something that you need in your today and your tomorrow, right? Nothing is by error. They're all working for you, both the good and the bad, right? They're supposed to build something in you that you need for your today and your tomorrow, right? So when you trust the process, you're able to, that's your mindset. That's your disposition to life, right? Because one thing leads to another, right? We might not know all the things about tomorrow, but we know where we're been to and where we're coming from. And all of that is what's going to take us to where we're going tomorrow, if we rightly use them, right? And I mean, we might know where we're coming from and where we want to get to, but we don't necessarily know the in between. The easy example of that is Joseph. Joseph had a vision of where God wanted to take him to, right? Joseph knew that God wanted to exalt him, wanted to make him king. He knew where he was. He was a favorite child of his father. And he knew that God had a big plan for him to make him king, such that he'll be raised above his father, his mother, and his brothers. That was a vision God gave to him. What was missing there is God did not tell him how he would get there. Right? Same thing with us. I mean, we all have big plans. I know you want to become a billionaire. You want to be able to take care of your family. You want to be able to be like me and people be more than me. Am I speaking your heart? Kevin?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have big plans, and God is saying amen to all of that. You know where you are, you know where that amen is. What God has not told you, or what you don't fully know, is how you're going to get there, the in-between of life, right? And for whatever reason, he doesn't tell us. So that part we need to then throw into his hands and trust him as the part that will get us there. Because everything we're going to be through will prepare us and take us to the place we want to get to. Right? It's not going to be in 1 day. It's not going to be in 2 days. It's not going to be a suddenly, because God doesn't do suddenlies. God prepares the man he gives the throne to. He's not just going to give you a throne he has not prepared you for. Right? That's a place where you need to trust the process, rest in the process. That's what Joseph had to do. It wasn't easy for Joseph. Right? The journey wasn't easy for Joseph. And if we read the Bible, we see that the journey wasn't easy for Joseph. He wasn't laughing all along the way. Oh, I enjoy being a slave. Oh, I enjoy being away from my father. No, he didn't. It was painful. But one thing he did in all the pain was that he trusted the process. He rested in the process. How do I know he rested in the process? Because he was diligent all along the way. He was not slack. Even though he was in prison, was a slave, he gave his best. So much so they made him head everywhere he went to. They saw something different in him. He wasn't complaining. Oh, who brought me? My brothers don't like me. It's the end of my life. Oh, sorry me. Oh, everything is upside down. If he was doing that, they were not going to make him the head. He would not have been the head of the slaves in Potiphar's house. He would not have been the head of the prisoners. Right? But because he was giving his best, he was at peace wherever he found himself, even though he was seeking for deliverance. It wasn't as if he stopped seeking for deliverance. But first of all, he was content in today, trusting God for today, while he was looking out for tomorrow. Right? First of all, we saw he was content because of the leadership roles they gave him. We knew also that he was looking how to go back or to be delivered, because we saw that after he interpreted the dream to those two servants of Pharaoh, he told them that they should remember him. If it was that he had forgotten about deliverance, he wouldn't tell them that. They won't still be seeking for rescue. But his heart was seeking for that as well. That's what sometimes we miss it when we use the word that godliness with contentment is great gain. Contentment doesn't mean that you're not seeking for progress. Contentment just means that while you're seeking for progress, you are not agitated. You are at rest. You are trusting the process. You are at peace where you are today while having a vision for tomorrow. Anxiety is not ruling over you. You are walking in faith, not out of fear, right? So because you are contented doesn't mean that you don't have a desire, you don't have a goal, you don't have a target, you don't have a vision, right? That is not what contentment means. Contentment just means how you are going along the journey of life. That anxiety is not the ruling over you, it's not the ruling spirit over you, but a spirit of faith. You are at rest where you are while you're on the journey to where you want to be.